Yes, watch BLN now. Watch BLN right now, ladies and gents.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, how's it going?
Good, good.
How are your puppies doing?
It's just causing trouble. A lot of fighting. But
I guess.
you know what's weird is last time we come together, like whatever you were watching was ahead of what I was watching. So I don't know if I should just watch Alex's stream.
If you watch Alex's stream on your computer, that should be about like the same as where I'm at.
Okay, because I think I was watching on the BLN one. Benjamin,
Oh
put that
yeah,
down.
yeah, yeah, yeah. If you do that, then I'll be ahead of you. Yeah. Oh God, I'm selling. I hope that's my Twitch password. Oh no.
Passwords in general nowadays, it's like reset, scan the QR code, don't change it, open up this app. It's such like a pain.
There's so much going on because I accidentally logged off on my phones and now I'm having to like try to log back in. It's chaos.
Thanks.
Oh, because okay, so boom, 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 boom.
Jenna cleaned my monitor and shit, and now my shit's crooked, so I can't see. So hold on.
Oh no. God damn it! Don't text me now. Okay, we move. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Bear Link Network is back. Yes, the face cam is back. I don't know how the lighting is. This is not a professional setup. I don't have like one of those ring lights, so if I look pixely, then we're just gonna have to deal. But as we continue to get people in here, as Alex and Dan still haven't started, I'm gonna talk to them about that. Winner take all game. Just set the stage for this one. Week 18. This is a matchup that's been very much kind of tilted in one direction during this reboot. This is a matchup that Alex has dominated, but Dan has beaten him once recently, I believe, and this is winner take all war. And I mean, the winner sees themselves win the division, get I believe either the 3 or 4 seed. I'm not sure which, but the loser is going to see not just their season, but their Madden 23 cycle come to an end here.
Yeah,
Just what are your quick, I guess, top level thoughts of this matchup?
I mean everything gets thrown out the window at this point, right? I mean it's
Yeah.
one game. It's who's uninstalling their game tonight. You know, it's at that point. So I'd throw everything out the window. Both these guys are going to come out, give it their all, and kind of see where they're at this point in the Madden season.
Yeah, I mean, this is probably from a user perspective, this is probably one of the kind of cycle-defining matchups that we've had in terms of the rivalry. From a AI quarterback perspective, Graham Hill versus Damon Chambers, this is one of the defining matchups of the cycle, and this is going to be we're going to see who gets the last laugh. I mean, like I said, this is a matchup that Alex has dominated, and like he said, none of that matters now. You throw all that out the window. It is Alex's New York Giants. It is Dan's Dallas Cowboys, 91 and 92 overall. I literally could never, as a GM, I could never. I get stuck in the low 80s, but I guess as we enter the lobby here, these are obviously two users that are very familiar with. Alex is a guy that you've played in the playoffs now 2 seasons in a row. What's your quick prediction for this one? Who do you think takes it and why?
Honestly, it's really hard to say. I don't even want to put a name on it, but we kind of know what both users want to do. We're going to see Alex in a lot of tight formations, offensively, just trying to get easy reads down, and then defensively, Alex actually has changed it up a bit. He's not running cover zero with the free safety on the center, so he's kind of running more match coverage. And when I played him last, it felt like I was playing Tahuti, and obviously I can torch Tahuti in my sleep, so I had no problem moving the ball. But we'll see if the new defense for him is holds true if he's comfortable enough. And then on Dan's side, I mean, I can't put my finger on how Dan plays. I don't really know. It's just very odd at times watching him play. So we'll see what offense he comes out in. I mean, this is when you run your best plays, you do what you're comfortable with, and you play your game. And if you win, that's you earned it. If you lose, you didn't do try to do too much. Played your game.
Game audio is okay. There comes crowd audio. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome to idyllic New Jersey, the paradise of America here, and it is going to be Dan's Dallas Cowboys has been taking the field, and Dan's I would have said back in like the Madden 20, Madden 21 days, like you could definitely pin a certain game style on him. Now, it seems to change game to game, season to season. It very much kind of depends on what he wants to do. Is we're going to have first 10 here, 4-man rush gets bagged up as Darren Chambers will drop back as the quick kind of out route there to his tight end, and again, Alex, one of the better defensive users in the league, can't give him any opportunities here on offense. A good read by Dan to start off.
Yeah, and you want to see who's going to play loose, who's going to play tight. Like it's a lot of people get especially playoff football. This is a playoff atmosphere. Playoff football is some people come out and it takes them a drive or two to get loose. So we'll see kind of how both teams open it up.
Orbit screen there. Alex shot it well, but still able to stiff arm his way to first down. And now, yeah, it's going to be this is such an interesting situation. In all effective playoff game, a divisional matchup. This is not just, I guess, the second time you're facing him this season. This is like, what, the 8th, 9th time, maybe even 10th at this point they're facing him in this rebooted league. As we're going to have, we've had 3 straight kind of very quick dump offs. As my game audio is all wonky. I don't know if yours is too, but good start here for Dan.
Yeah, and again, it's. I don't want to say it's going to come down to, I say it every time, like it's going to come down to who makes some mistakes, but it's true. Yeah. You don't want to give the game away, and it's momentum. This game big on momentum, so we'll see kind of how both these offense and defenses start off.
Very nice using there on the read option, and honestly, yeah, if you're expecting a run, user the linebacker that's on Damon Chambers' side, try to kind of make him second guess with that read option. As we are going to have a 5-man rush get bagged up, out route nearly intercepted. Went with the SWAT animation. 4th and 3 here. Do you use your coach's decision and get aggressive here on the first drive?
Yes, but I'm a complete psychopath. And what we saw on the two plays ago, cover 4, and now we saw his pattern cover 0. The quick snap was a great move by Dan, but could not get the completion. But yeah, you go for this.
You're also someone who rarely gets stopped, so yeah, using the coach's decision here definitely makes sense. Don't want to be behind the 8-ball here as we have a 3-man rush. And step up. Oh, instead he goes to the double covered, and he had the run with Chambers for a first down. He had the flats once again wide open for a first down. That was a pre-read by Dan, and it cost him.
Yeah, and shoot, man, like that's your best play. You pick your best play in that situation. It's the last game of your season potentially. You have to have your reads down on whatever play you're picking there. That was just not ideal.
As we have a touch pass here, uses the blocking nicely, able to make the most of it. Steps out of bounds there as DK Metcalf sprints right into his assistant coach. And now, Graham Hill and company, again, you mentioned Alex has, I guess, more of a defined play style this cycle than Dan does. What offensive approach are you expecting here from Alex?
His offense is based on a lot of shot plays. He's going to run the ball for no yards, but he's going to just
one of those shot plays. Has X, may have X, but I don't know. Oh, is Metcalf not able to come down with a good coverage there by Dan, and that's going to make a 3rd long.
Hey, this is why I don't run the ball. If you don't run the ball on first down, that extra 3 yards, that's in the back of the end zone touchdown.
That's exactly why you don't run it. Yeah, you cost yourself yards so that you have it on the shot play here and now. 3rd and 7. This would be huge for Dan. He's still in field goal range, but after going for a 4th down, getting stopped, gotta hold him to 3 here as we have a quick vertical shot there up the seam to the tight end. And now do you go for it if you're New York?
He might just kick it. I don't know. That's a tough one. I might, honestly, if I get a free possession, I'll take the 3 here. I don't know how you feel about that.
Yeah, I think so early on in the game, you haven't really been able to establish your offensive flow yet. I don't know how much nerves are playing a factor here for Alex, but whether they are or not, yeah, I'm okay with setting for 3 here. This is, in terms of the game flow, this is essentially a free 3 points. You got the stop early on, so I don't hate it, especially given kind of the dynamic of this matchup. He is something like 7-1, 8-1 against Dan this cycle, so got to feel confident. Don't bail Dan out of the early bad decision, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
No, you're right. That's one of those plays you watch on TV and you're yelling at your offensive coordinator, like, why don't you throw a pass to the sticks, dude? That was like a 4-yard play on 3rd and 7. So
to the Pittsburgh Steelers, if I had a nickel for pronouncing that, as we have a touch pass there, kind of a battle of the touch passes here with New York running around 2nd and 5, and I was expecting fireworks. We're not necessarily getting fireworks. It's a very, I wouldn't say conservative, but a very kind of, both users kind of feeling each other out. Although I say that, Alex went for a shot play on the second play of the game, so not quite accurate. 4-man rush, flats wide open, goes to it once again, and we'll see when Alex makes the adjustment.
Yeah, the last 4th down, the flats were open. They're open there again. So the first thought there was, okay, no hard flats, no cloud flats. So again, we'll see if he adjusts, when he adjusts, and I don't know if his zone drops are set to anything, but it looks like they're having a space underneath.
First and 10 as we are going to have a deep shot to the deep threat. Ooh, bad animation there. Could have gotten a touchdown, but still able to come down with it. By far the longest play of the game. And Dan all of a sudden knocking on the doorstep.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if he doesn't score a touchdown here, that's a all you have to do is press B and press X, rack catch a touchdown, 6 points. At this point in the cycle, you got to make that touchdown play. If he doesn't score here,
RPO is I don't know anyone's name of the team. Gilliard. That shows you how locked in I've been this season. Second and goal, and like you said, he's going to be kicking himself if he doesn't put 7 on the board here. And again, used his coach's decision too.
Yes, cover 4 right there. I mean, it's susceptible to getting beat deep. Sometimes they don't turn their hips and run. So that's it's a good read there by Dan on the shot play, though. I'll give him that.
Full back dives, 8 and 9 gets bagged up there. Hatcher looks like had a hole, but kind of hesitated, and now third and goal on the 1. And I don't know. I mean, whole playbook open to you. You can come out and goal line. You can spread the defense out. He's going to do neither here. Single back deuce close, which I like for me. Well, let me see how this play goes here. Third and goal, as we have a stretch here, has the blocking, easy walk-in touchdown.
Yeah, and I mean the deuce close. It's a stretch. It's whammer stretch, right? So people run that play to the left side more often than the right side. So that's a run commit. I mean, if you're Alex, you got to run commit left or right. That's kind of where it's at. But Dan, great response. The deep play, and again, back to the initial point of what kind of defense was Alex going to run, and that cover 4 actually burned him there. So we'll see kind of if he changes it up a bit.
So he's going to attempt to take that to the end of Spencer. Spencer gets taken down by 2. Dallas Cowboys does not get enough for the touchback. Now, first and 10 at the 19, and now, we'll see. I mean, again, like I was mentioning, if y'all are, just joining us, as I see Madden here and no one else, so Better League Network back to form here. But, this is a winner-take-all game. This is a game that's going to end the cycle for one of these 2 users here, so we'll see what happens here as Graham Hill hands it off. Not a lot going there, trying to hit him with his own stretch to the left.
I love that. I love that so much. Like if someone does something, you're like, what? I'll do it right back to you. Regardless, that's funny.
Me every time I give up a counter. 2nd and 8 here. As New York, it's early, not really moving the ball all that effectively so far. So we'll see what he's got in his bag here. Again, a very shot heavy. It's either the flats or it's a shot from Alex. Is that here we go? It goes to the flats. As Spencer able to get the first down of the game there for the Giants.
Yeah, that play had to be flipped. The nickel corner was on the wrong side. Dan's very susceptible to playing a lot of zone coverage with 3-man rushes. So watch for the draws or the inside zones, because I know, his defense gives me a little bit of trouble because it's so boring that I have to run the ball. You'll get 8 yards. So we'll see, kind of how they play off of that.
Had a lane there up the interior, didn't use it as Spencer kind of tried to lean more towards the right, leans more towards the outside, and now 2nd and 8 is Matt in the chat says, playing Dan, you need a minimum 2 deep and just play over top all game. Yeah, I mean, there's something to be said. I mean, Dan is definitely one of the more aggressive passing users in the league. He's not like, shot, but he definitely, he's looking high to low most plays, I would say. So definitely keep that in mind as Spencer with his longest rush.
What did I just say? Second and long, he came out in dollar. He moved to middle linebacker 4 yards deep for no reason, and then he got ran on. That was a great play call by Alex and good adjustment. I'm very happy with that.
Absolutely, not afraid to run a second and long as we have, again, another run is this one. Less successful. Gaddis, the backup, I guess, 3rd down running back there, his first rush.
There's I don't want to say no elite running backs, but if you have a dude there, that's, I know it's a fullback inside. I'm just saying these runs, he's getting what's blocked. There's no broken tackles. There's no extra move. There's no user play. It's just, get the yards and go down. So I don't know if Alex has, a trick up his sleeve or, a move or two, or I'm just unconservative. So
he, it's interesting because a couple seasons ago he had Dalvin Cook, right? With, I think Jukebox with something else, Spin Cycle maybe. And he would just, juke, try to get super sticky in the open field. Yeah, like you said, whether he's on conservative or not, it's just, he doesn't trust his, running back as much to make those open field moves as nice reading of the lanes there. That's going to take us, already out of the first quarter here. It's going to take us to the end. As we have Rubber Cam Man with the tier 1 subscription, I believe the longest running subscribed member of this Twitch channel here. So thank you so much, Cam. And he also says a great running back is a godsend. Shout out to Gator Great Air Gains.
It's true though. I mean, one of the, as much as I don't talk about running, is Nick Chubb. He'll get 4 yards every play. It doesn't matter. And that's good read. He put the user in a bind there. It's a simple thing. Whatever the user goes with, you throw to the other guy. So that's a tough one But you got to know out of these bunch formations, especially single back, there's very few good pass plays. It's either a counter to the left or I'll play like dig return.
The left, maybe you all know what I'd be running. First and 10 here. As we are gonna, he's gonna set up his own orbit screen, but with an RPO concept here. As Dan tries to take it away, is Spencer. Ooh, Spencer with some nice stick work there. Is Spencer able to take it? Broke 2 tackles there. Takes her for gain of 12, and this is a good drive out of Alex.
I mean, what is a strong safety doing on the? Dan's giving too much credit there. Just just play the linebacker on that side. You don't got to bring that guy across the field. It's that orbit's not going for 6. The run, potentially could.
Another RPO, and once again, Spencer just not able to do a lot of these interior runs. He's really only broken 1 is to the outside. Everything else is kind of slim pickings here in the running game. And now, 2nd and 7. Again, this drive is taking forever. I mean, you got to be feeling, I guess, a little antsy if you're Dan. But if you're Alex, you're in the red zone, have not used your coach's decision. You can, go for it all you want to here. Just lock in, like you said, call the best plays in your playbook. Not fooling anyone necessarily, but call the best plays you got as we have a very delayed kind of reverse tap. Ooh, if he keeps that outside, that's 6.
I don't know if Alex needs to turn his monitor on, but there's been a couple of plays where he has a lane and he's just like a second slower delayed. That was tough. That was, again, same way that Dan didn't rat catch that play. That touchdown or potential touchdown right there is going to come back to bite him if he doesn't get 6 here.
Absolutely. So Dan bringing safeties down, really trying to take away the running game here. So Graham Hill making a series of adjustments as the Zig gets absolutely bagged up. Although ends up coming open here is, unable to come down with it. And now I think he'd go for this easily.
Yeah. I mean, you see all those adjustments. You got to know as Dan, like he knows what you're doing. So you have to take that next step.
How do you feel about this decision here?
I didn't like the play call, to be honest. It was clearly a cover 0, and if zig route, it's not always going to get open. It was a bad throw, but honestly, even watching Alex's quarterback when we had played, his quarterback was throwing it really poorly. So I don't know if the AI is just kind of needs some juice or something, but that pass right there was a bad pass. So a good pass, that's maybe another touchdown. So I'm okay with the call. 26. You're in the game. Just get a stop here. You're good to go.
A lot of people complaining that their AI quarterbacks don't have juice. I think if Dan ends up losing this game, we're going to get a lot of that out of him in the post game. But for now, Dan got to be feeling pretty good here as he sets up for a shot play. Had the flats wide open, didn't see it, or the drag route, I should say.
That plays. I want both of these guys to read the coverages better. That play is not. It's not going to get open like that. If you, especially the tight end there, just put the tight end on a drag or a slant or something. You see man coverage, you have to have, read both sides. Like you said, the running back was open. So I want the guys to do a little bit better process their reads because someone's gonna have to make a play here.
Similarly, if you're Dan here, don't be afraid to run, although he does not. Instead, 4-man rushes. He ends up, after kind of thinking about it, he ends up going to the route that he should have gone to last time, now 3rd and 5. And it just seems like, both users know each other so well. That's part of it. But like you said, I mean, Alex in the running game and then Dan, with a couple of missed reads in the passing game. I don't think it's either user's best performance necessarily. He gets trapped on the D-line. He got a rush. As he will go to a nice little intermediate route.
Great play. The second level right there. And yeah, to your point, both of them look like they're lagging. I'm not like game lagging, but brain lagging, where the quick reads there or the quick cutback on the runs there, but they're just not taking it. I don't know, again, if it's something where they're still playing a little too tight, but there's opportunities.
Try to read the lanes there, ran right into the teeth of the defense, and now 2nd and 9 out of 4 rushes, 6 yards, and a touchdown. That's a classic fantasy football stat line right there. But
Jerome Bettis.
Jerome Bettis, the touchdown vulture himself. 2nd and 9 as we are halfway. You see, once again, because trapped on the D-line, damn near 2 straight times, David Chambers goes. Oh my goodness, I don't know who number 2 is. I really thought that was a pick, but able to get under it very nicely.
I love it. The quick snap. I mean, Alex makes a ton of adjustments offensive, defensively. He's baselining, which is wasting his button clicks. Just set it to baseline if you're going to do it every play anyway. He's just wasting time getting caught.
Mid blitz gets bagged up, and this is an angle route, lofted up very nicely. Jukes a man, and now the tackle battle. I mean, we don't see as many fumbles anymore, but still got to look out for those. But again, another solid drive here out of Dan.
Yeah, and hey, this drive has been the quick snap. He's caught him out of position now about 3 passes in a row. So he's going to probably continue to do this. not let Alex set up his defense.
Changes formations, audibles, another guy to the res. We have an RPO setup. David Chambers takes off. Look out. That's I just kind of
We've seen him fumble
there.
that. You remember? We've seen him fumble that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We've seen David Chambers fumble. That's like the story of his cycle. He's been on struggle bus. Little lucky, I would say there for Dan. But regardless, here is he gets screamed at because. So that wasn't a screen. I guess his I don't know what happened. That was really bad blocking.
Yeah, it's just sometimes the DT just maybe the game thought 6 guys were coming, they didn't know who would block, and Alex gets a nice rush by the DT there. 3rd and 19. I'm running the ball. I'm kicking the field goal.
Same, but Dan's not. He's going to drop back. He is going to step up and go down. David Chambers gets taken down by 3. New York Giants again holds on to it, which is not what we're used to seeing. Holds on to it now. Field goal unit is going to come out. Most likely make it 10-6.
Yeah, that was clear 2-man under. You're not going to get anything. The only thing that's going to be open is maybe the deep middle, but you don't want to risk a fumble there. But hey, so he still got his 3, and again, tight game.
What's up, Alan? Big game here. If you're not kind of up to date on the ramifications for this one, this is like the 3rd or 4th time I said this, but this is a winner take all game in terms of playoffs. The winner wins the NFC East. NFC East, right? Yeah, NFC East, and will make the playoffs. The loser sees their Madden 23 cycle come to an end here. So big stakes. And, despite Alex dominating this, if Dan can win this game and kind of get the last laugh on him, that'll make up for a whole lot of regular season losses that Dan's suffered to Alex. So we'll see what he can do here. Is 10-6. Not an RPO, a read option here, gets absolutely bagged up there. Really good play by the D-line. No timeout out of Dallas. Interesting.
Yeah, the first one, I guess you kind of want to see what he's doing on 2nd down, because if you give him the timeout, he gets a first down. You're kind of giving him a freebie, so I'm okay with this.
I suppose, yeah. 2nd and 12 is he snaps it with 20 seconds left. So this is one of the shot plays. Again, didn't have it, so it goes to the kind of delayed zig route there by Spencer. Is still no timeouts. Everyone content to just let the clock run here.
Yeah, it's a little odd. Playing Alex enough, Dan pretty much had to know what play that was. You see that motion, and you know exactly what's happening.
3rd and 6. He will drop back. Goes to the quick drag route. There is the first down and out. Now it's good that he didn't call timeout. We're seeing no huddle here. Yep, now it's no huddle time, timeout time. We'll see how both users manage to clock here. 4-man rush gets once again backed up. Has Y open. Goes to Y. Drag route. Ooh, bad diving tackle there. Amari Cooper able to get out of bounds? Yes, he does.
Great play. He got bumped on the route initially. That sometimes means trouble, but great, great recognition of the defense there. Great, he had 44 or 54 yards passing before that play, which is pretty sad. This is extremely tight offensively, but let's see, Alex can put this in the end zone.
Is that so? That user right there was Dan knowing exactly what play Alex was running. He used the kind of deep safety over there and made damn sure that wheel route was taken away. But deep crosser, wide open. That's just as good. And now 1st and 10, 30 seconds remaining is, again, it's been a bit jittery, bit kind of a questionable performance so far out of Alex, I would say, but this would do wonders here to kind of change the narrative as he gets screamed at. That would have been a touchdown, most likely.
Yeah, he had 2 guys in back. That was all or nothing there. Jeez.
Yeah.
I don't even know. But we know Alex likes to send his running back out on routes, so he's susceptible to getting blitzed because he doesn't keep protection.
Absolutely. Yeah. So the blitz got there just in time there. 2nd and 10. 4-man rush gets. Oh my goodness! We have a team shot here. Touchdown, Giants! That's just a big body. That's what that is.
I mean, you double Metcalf every other play in the red zone. You use her on the outside corner to stop the shot play. And on that, you just stand there with, the middle linebacker. Dan has to have better recognition and just make someone else beat you. Alex isn't, he doesn't make great reads. He just kind of, knows his plays. And, that's just poor recognition there. So still 22 seconds. What do you do here? Do you try to take one deep shot? Do you do anything? What's the play call?
So honestly, now, this is me with, my strengths, my weaknesses. If I'm Dan, I'm probably doing something different. But me, I'm coming out in a 3 wide receiver set with the running back. If I get, a dollar look, I'm probably hitting an inside zone, seeing like how many yards I can get. And then depending on that, I may or may not call timeout, see what I can do to try to get field goal range at that point. But against this look, not necessarily just because of the 2 DTs, as he will drop back. Scary. Yikes.
Hey, that's Doug Green. That is, the history between Doug Green is, if you don't remember, after post draft, Alex had a way to find out who is a superstar and X Factor, and he picked up Doug Green, 50 something overall Vanguard X Factor, shitty tight end. Now Dan has him, so there's a lot of history between that player. So you know what? That's
He
it's
has
bad
a
information.
post wide open, goes to it. I have to question. I have to question that play. I mean, yeah, cover two man. I just have to question like A, the user, and B, the play call out of Alex there, because that post route, I mean,
Yeah, it's 2 man under. You got to cover the
so
deep middle. It's a simple. You don't leave the drag, leave the other underneath. That's the responsibility there. So
yeah, yeah. No,
again, easier
this,
said than done. When the guy runs to the line, snaps it quick. It's hard to kind of get your brain around everything. But yeah, it's
for
a
sure, for
little
sure.
mental act.
Yeah, it's not a lot of time to process, and now I'm definitely hitting him inside zone. I just don't know
I
what the
hate the
benefit
press
is
here.
of.
I hate pressing. Just back them up. Like it's not
Yeah,
worth the animation.
yeah. You can like a 10 yard pass, you can give that up. Who cares?
He's already getting a field goal, so just give him the field goal, force it underneath, keep him out of the end zone.
He will drop back. Will we see a deep shot here? Yes, we do. Will he get it in? Intercepted by the Giants. And will this be? He's not even good. Oh, no, he is going to try for pick six. He won't get it. Yikes. Yikes, Warren.
Yeah, he was late on his read. He's too far back in the pocket. If you throw that a high ball 1-on-1, or even if it was, if you lead it to the outside, you have a chance. But that was just he waited too long. It's unfortunate, to have that drive. But it's second half. So whatever it happened. You move forward. It's not it wasn't a game breaking play. So
Waited too long. I didn't hate the read yet if he threw it a second sooner for sure. He just kind of like let the DB
but
catch up.
no ability. Like we're not seeing that caught very often. Like that's not like I don't know what world unless you have someone with red zone threat or something. That's but all right. Real quick before the third quarter starts, I want your opinion on this. Is who does this game mean more for? Like to wrap up their Madden 23 cycle.
Dan. Easily, Dan. I won't say easily because it's this is an effective laugh game, so I won't say easily. But just in terms of the narrative and in terms of like the self confidence of like this is a guy, and by this is a guy I mean Alex. Like Alex has been dominating this matchup all cycle long. Excuse me. Dan I believe has only won one game against Alex in like 8 tries or something like that. It's been completely tilted in Alex's favor. So like if Alex loses, yes, it sucks. You still had a great cycle, still, easily your best cycle since Madden 20, I would say, with 2 NFC Championship game appearances. If you're Dan and you lose this game, I mean, it kind of like validates all of the criticism and like it locks up what for him has been, truly a very disappointing cycle and a very disappointing matchup against Alex, who they should be kind of neck and neck with each other.
Yeah, that's fair. And hey, that right there, we saw a baseline cover 3 against Trips. That's a pass 100 times out of 100 times. Alex again, very very conservative with his play call on offense here.
Well, he's starting to see Dan get a little shaky as well on offense, so may not quite feel the pressure to be as aggressive as he's said. I don't even know what this is, but I respect it.
He does this every game. He does all this wild, and you look at the play art and you just want to cry.
4th and 1. Call timeout here for Dan, in my opinion. Ooh, is he drops back here? Oh, this is interesting. I don't see anyone took away the post route. Does he have a step? No, he doesn't. Swat it away, and it's good that wasn't intercepted because that is going to give Dallas the ball back in great field position.
Beautiful user by Dan. He ran off his user out of the play so he can click onto the guy closest to the ball to make that swat. That's something you don't see very often from people. That was honestly, someone should go back and watch that back. Like how he got that to animate was super, super cool.
Yeah, really nice. I mean, good usering initially to take away the post for as long as he did,
Yes.
and then like you said, to click off. Not a lot. I certainly most likely would not have done that in this situation. I respect that Dan just did is baseline in big nickel. I mean, you got to know that that's not going to do anything here if you're. See, once again gets trapped on the D line as Damon Chambers for the first time is going to step up and slide just in time. 1st and 10.
Yeah, what are we doing moving that safety back? Like what are we like it doesn't change the outcome of the play. You know what I mean? Like it's such an unnecessary adjustment. Alex really has to speed up his processes or just literally pre-baseline. That's he's like every time he does it, he gets like freaking 10 yards against them.
he did pre-baseline, but it was in big nickel, so it didn't. I mean,
Oh,
in
I
big
messed
nickel
it
was
up.
going to come down anyway. So like, yeah, like Alex has just got. I mean, he's smart enough. Like, if I know it, Alex should know it. Like, you just got to know, like, pre-baselining and big nickel's not going to do anything, and in fact, it's going to give a tell in terms of what your play is. So, yeah,
Yeah, and this
Cam saying run the damn ball, going back to that 4th and 1. I don't disagree.
yeah, 100%.
Oh my God, it's
It's
David Chambers. Sorry to interrupt, but he just got just screamed at. That was crazy.
that's the second time Alex has run a cover zero, zoned out some of his players, and the offensive line has failed to pick it up. So I don't know if a new YouTube video came out, but that's we've seen free rushers when he's not even bringing six. But again, you don't block a running back, you don't block a tight end. You're prone to those plays. But again, incomplete's better than a sack or a interception there.
Yeah, I can almost guarantee you that there was a new YouTube video that came out in his subscriptions recently. Knowing Alex, I have a suspicion here is he will. Ooh, is he gets screamed at again? And that wasn't a cheese. That was just straight up block shed on a 4-man rush, and Crockett with the sack. Dallas gonna tie this game up.
I love it, but the play call on offense wasn't there. 2-man under. He brought the strong safety down. You had 1-on-1 on the outside. That's when you take that chance, but. We're all tied up at 13 here, and man, I want to see Alex really put together a drive here, really, have a bigger play because he's putting himself in third and unfavorable and a lot of, 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, things like that. Like, let's see if he can, put together a drive here. And on the flip side, let's see if Dan can make a play. If you played Madden 23 for how long now, make a play. You read the offense, get your user in the way, make a hit stick, do something, strip the ball. I want to see one of these guys really, again, drop their nuts and make something happen.
Dan, I would say he's inconsistent and sometimes overly aggressive as a defensive user, but you do, and I mean, also going back to that 4th down play, you do see him, sometimes just make god tier user plays, and we'll see whether he's got it in him here again. This, like I was just saying, this game means a whole lot to Dan. This to me is probably it's his biggest regular season game in a long, long time. Not just in terms of this season in a vacuum, but in terms of just like the narratives, in terms of his self confidence, in terms of everything I was saying. This is a huge game for him. So. We'll see what he can do here. 2nd and 10 as he, oh my goodness, he gets screamed at and goes down. The 4-man rush comes through. McAllister, the edge threat there with his first sack, makes his first impact, and now we have 3rd and a country mile.
Yeah, this is an interesting thing. I'm in cover 4 drop, putting my zone super deep. Let's see what Dan does. I mean, Alex is setting up the shot play.
He's setting up the shot play. I'm using... this is interesting. I don't even know what I'm looking at here, to be honest with you. He's a good job back and gets screamed at again. And, maybe with like a little more time, he would have had something, but no one was open when he got sacked. 4th and 29 is obviously the punt unit's going to come out.
Man, he's got some of the ugliest play art I've ever seen, but it was open. Like, he had a chance there. It's a tough read to have 4 guys on one side all running deep and try to make the right play there.
Return, but takes it with the field position near midfield. And now 13-13 again. Both users. We've seen some great moments from both users. We've seen some shaky moments from both users. It has been kind of up and down from both of them. I think it's fair to say. And yet, with all that, we find ourselves with a tie ball game here. Both users very much still in it. The fate of the cycle hanging in the balance as he gets screamed out once again. Gets the very quick read there to 88. That was good recognition by Dan.
Great read. There's not too many pass plays out of single back trips. He made a quick read. That was a good play by both of them, honestly. Good pressure, but better read. So, I feel like they're at the point now in this game where like they can they can make something happen, both of them, offensively and defensively. We've seen pressure get in a lot, so we'll see if someone's seeing ghosts in the pocket, or they're going to be able to deliver good passes.
Handoff as the Red Sea parts there for the Cowboys, able to get it for a gain of 6. As we have not seen. Seen kind of, I wouldn't say untraditional runs, but like we've seen Damon Chambers get involved in the running game a little bit. We have not seen a lot of just designed runs.
No counters. We haven't seen a counter.
I know, and I'm sick to say that. Yeah, this is disgusting football we're watching. But we'll see. Last year was the year of the counter. Now no one wants to run them. I don't know what's going on here. 1st and 10 is right away. We have there we go. Is 13. They series moves there. DeForest Buckner. The big boy goes down. That's a tough break.
Yeah, good run, good play call. Way to mix it up, the 0-1 trap. Yeah. And as I was saying with Lucky, we saw him run counters, 3 straight games for 8,000 yards with Jonathan Taylor. So you see that, it's hard not to add that to your arsenal.
Alan, Lucky, and Cam in the chat here. So we have a QB blast as Damon Chambers, and I know that was a designed QB run. You're not going to see as many fumbles. I still just get so paranoid whenever I see like a tackle battle animation with the quarterback.
There's no reason to run that. Like he's gonna just bust it for 25 yards. Like what world? I mean, he's sticking true to the lore. I appreciate it. He's got a running quarterback. He demands a couple of design runs a game. You know what? It is what
Absolutely.
it is.
Absolutely. No, listen, I'm gonna if I'm blessed enough to get the Colts men 24, I'm running like 10 of those with Anthony Richardson a game. So I get it.
Yeah,
but
ball carrier aggressive. He's gonna just run over everyone.
just truck the living shit out of everyone's DBs. But we're approaching the fourth quarter, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know how many playoff games I'm going to be able to commentate. It really just didn't line up well with my schedule, but y'all are going to have to get active in the chat here in just a second. But for now, 1st and 10, a very obvious mid-blitz setup. I mean, Dan knows just as well as Alex does what play call this is. We'll see if he has a counter for it. As he will drop back mid-blitz, bagged up as he goes to the intermediate route. Touchdown, Cowboys!
Wow. Alex made an adjustment there. He contained on the play. His defensive end had a free rush, but didn't rush because he was in contain. So he delayed. That was the difference between a sack and a completion there. That was a big play.
So what I just kind of get into Alex's head here. Like, what do you think the rationale is for that here? Like, maybe like get Dan to second guess himself, or because I mean, you're not going to try. Especially out of that formation, like you're not going to. I mean, I just don't understand. I guess the logic behind containing there.
Yeah, sometimes it's just habit. Like certain players, like Cody contains for no reason, Steele will contain for no reason. Like on plays, even against non-mobile quarterbacks, sometimes it's just habit from last man, and I think a lot of us will kind of do it. But that literally, if he did not contain you, I think he gets a sack there.
Most likely, yeah. Now 2nd and 10 is Dan, I mean, this is the most in control of the game by far, I would say, that Dan has felt all game. And, like, he's had the lead before, but this is definitely, like, the most momentum he's had just from a game flow perspective. And, yeah, Graham Hill and company have step appears. We have an RPO, good blocking. Well, I say that, but not so good, as that is going to take us to the 28-yard line. And, ladies and gentlemen, do not sell me. But you force the shit!
And here we go. This is what it comes down to. This is season on the line, 7-point game. Alex is gonna have to make some reads, put it together, and Dan's defense has been incredible. So let's kind of see what happens here.
Yeah, good moments by Dan as a user. Good moments from his players. Making plays. McAllister with the block shot earlier. So we'll see what he does here. Ooh, as he leaves A open, a little indecisive with his user there, and now good stick work there out of the tight end, able to take it all the way to midfield.
Great play by Alex. He has underneath the entire game. He has underneath routes, dancing a lot of cover 3. If he's finding himself looking for those shot plays to beat it, and it's not there. So if he just kind of sticks to these short routes, I think he'll be successful.
As you say that, as we set up for what's looking like another shot play here. Yep, that's exactly what it is. I don't even understand how people discover this stuff. As he will go to wide, risky read. Ooh, could have been picked in my opinion. But for the SWAT instead.
Yeah, he had A open. Again, I would run a drag every single play until this man starts playing underneath. Then that'll open up the intermediate to deeper routes. But that was could have been picked, could have been swatted, could have been caught. You want Amari Cooper to make play there. He's rated pretty good.
Absolutely. As the 5-6 trap, which is a play I see a lot of users run. You can get nice blocking there. Didn't there though, as the defense kind of collapsed in on the run. Is now 3rd and 8, and down in the 4th quarter, obviously no coach's decision applies here. You can go for it regardless, but we shall see. I mean, he's setting up for what's looking like another shot play here on a 3rd and I don't know what is. Oh my goodness! Intercepted by the Cowboys, and it will now be a pick 6. But good user. I think it would have had it if he waited for another second. But Hamilton with the play of the game here for this Cowboys defense.
Yeah, that play on the last time it was open with Smith-Schuster from left to right. This time right to left, same play. Just a little, Dan played it better this time. High ball might get there, might not. Kyle Hamilton's a pretty big dude, so that was. I mean, again, right pressure right back on Alex. Let's see what he does.
Yeah, I truly think if he just waited for a second, it would have been open. But I also wasn't paying a ton of attention to the deep safety, so I might be wrong on that. But 2nd and 2 here, already. if you're not in field goal range, you're knocking on the doorstep of field goal range here, so especially with how
Yeah, I'd be
Alex has looked
surprised
on
if they
offense.
don't allow blitz or something. If he's going to mid blitz, I'd mid blitz the next 4 plays. Just beat me. Make a read because
Yeah.
it's going to be tough.
RPO is 13, gets absolutely stonewalled there at Gilliard. Again, 4 yards per rush is what I meant to say there. Not a super efficient running game, but doing just enough here, Dan. Doing just enough. A couple well-timed shot plays, some good red zone efficiency, especially in the second half, and now he finds himself, again, with control here in this game, potentially. I do not like this defensive play call out of Alex. I'm almost playing the run here, truth be told, as we are going to have an orbit screen. Oh my goodness, the Chambers takes off! David Chambers, the speedster! Ow! Doesn't matter, but almost like a design QB draw there, as the defense completely did not account for it.
Wow, that was wild. He put a move on that defensive tackle. I don't even know if that's even a thought pre-play. Like, hey, I'm going to run if this. But there's no one in the box, left it wide open. That was a great play by Dan.
Yeah, really, really. I mean, I don't know if that was he just kind of drew that in the dirt, or if that's something he's been doing is like the halfback screen, get the user shifting to the left, and then kind of act like it's a QB draw takeoff. But that was a nice play out of Dan. I mean, I gotta say I've never seen anyone do that before, so that was cool. I like people innovating. Is now second and goal. Again, even if he ends up only getting held to 3 anyway, that's a lot of time coming off the clock, and if you're Alex, you got to be feeling a little bit of pressure here for sure, as we have a trap here as Gilliard. Ooh, I thought we'd get a touchdown, but third and goal. Time keeps ticking.
Yeah, this is tough. I mean, you probably run the ball here, take the 3, and say, if you're going to score 10 points in 4 minutes, you deserve it.
Yeah.
Or you run a simple reading play. You can run like trips like sail, something quick that's simple read, not too much risk. This is the tight end spot play. I know this.
As he goes to the RPO as fourth and goal here at the 2, tight end flat. I mean, no chance he'd go for this, right? No chance. I don't know why it's taking so long.
I don't know. I said drop your nuts. So I am. It's hard.
It's a little too much for me, but looks like he will end up taking his 3, assuming this goes through, which it does. All right.
Yeah, good play recognition by Alex there real quick. He had the hard flat because he knew the tight end on the flat. He knew the RPO was coming. That's one of the only plays out of that formation. And, he played it well. So good defense there by Alex.
What is, I guess, like the magic number here for Alex in terms of like when he needs to score by, would you say?
Now. Like right now.
Okay, sure.
Obviously before the 2-minute warning is a move. But it really depends on how the drive looks. Dan's going to give him opportunity to run. Is he going to take the 8 yards, or is he? We need him. We need to see Alex take a play, step up in the pocket, hit a deep crosser, hit a deep dig route, something like that. Dan's going to give him the opportunity. So let's see kind of what he does if he's able to get a larger play.
As he decided to go for the drag here, and I don't know what happened there. As
that's what I'm saying.
Stopped.
I swear, that's what he did against me. That quarterback has done some, for lack of a better term, dog, what.
Yeah. Yeah, super weird. I don't know what happened there, but second and 10. Only 3-man rush. We may see a deep shot here. No, excuse me. He's going to go to the, I won't say a shallow post, but the intermediate post there, as we have, again, no huddle. Like you said, ideally would like to score here before the 2-minute warning. I even would like take my field goal here if I get out of bounds. Just like take a field goal now as we have, ooh. That was almost really nice.
That man, I hope they get rid of this bumping thing during the year. It totally ruins like the routes and the game. It's so odd. That was the play before. Alex had a great play. Put the user in a bind. Dan's running a lot of cover 3. He put him in a bind, threw to the open guy.
Madden 27, maybe that'll be the big features, like we actually call illegal contact now. We'll see. We'll see. Shout out to the Doves here. Second and 10 is Graham Hill making a whole lot of adjustments. Yeah, just to keep. I was about to say, keep Spencer in the block at all times at this point. To give yourself extra time, as he has X open, goes to X. As this is DK Metcalf, eats 1 tackle, and I honestly, that's a good injury timeout for New York. I honestly might kick a field goal now and try to get a stop.
So he's faked an injury. Oh no, it's Dallas's guy who's hurt. Okay. I don't know. It's tough because. It's hard. If you get 3, you still feel like really bad about yourself. If you get 7, I feel like it gives you a little more like juice.
Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong, but you need to stop either way. I mean, I hope Alex isn't banking on an onside kick here. That's not going to go well. But well, I mean, if he gets 7-4 2-minute warning here, we'll see as he will drop back once again, goes to the intermediate route, gets decleated. Will he have enough time for one more play? He most likely will. Yes, he will before the 2-minute warning. Graham Hill leading his troops to the line, makes a couple of adjustments. Got to get the snap off.
He could even have
the
spiked
snap
it.
off.
Oh boy.
Oh,
To
he's
your
setting
point
up
about
for
the
one of those shot
field,
boys.
you spike it there, right? Second down, you
Yeah.
still get 3 plays if you want, or 2 plays. Then kick the field goal. That was him trying to. I don't think you need that. Just call 4 verticals if you're gonna vertical everybody.
As he goes to the dump off, and this is the type of offense I would have liked to see out of Alex sooner in the game. Like we were calling for it, and now it feels like a bit too little, too late. But now he's taking his open, kind of shallow and intermediate concepts here. As he's again taking a lot of time, play action. Has RB open, goes to RB, leads him up, touchdown, New York.
Great play.
Okay.
Wow. And good user. Beat the man coverage. Yeah. So this is tough. I mean, honestly, I'm unsiding it anyway. Give myself an opportunity. I don't care about him kicking a field goal. If it's my playoff, if I cannot drive down and score with a minute something left in my playoff game, then I don't deserve to win.
If it were a 4-point game, I would agree with you. 3 points, I think I'm probably doing just a regular kickoff and just like hoping I can get a stop setting up for a potentially game-tying field goal. But we'll see what he does. As he will go for the onside kick, because that wasn't even close. Weird animation, but all right, Dallas on the edge of field goal range, but you're not worried about that. You just need to stop.
Yeah, we've seen crazy things happen. I mean, we've seen block field goals. We've seen random fumbles without with no hit. The more plays you have in a game, the more opportunity for things to happen. So Alex just wants to extend the game, and there's time to make play.
Does more, and now we see the first time out of the game get used 2nd and 6, and like I've been saying, and I'll continue to say it. This is the cycle here for Alex. Is CMAS better late than ever? I'm here. CMAS, you've missed. I wouldn't call it an all-time classic necessarily. Both users have been a little up and down, I'd say, form-wise, but it's been a fun one, certainly. Can't deny that. We've seen some wild plays, and now Dan is on the verge of ending Alex's cycle here, which would be quite the feather in his cap, and he may have just done it, and I think he might have here. One time out, yep, that's game.
Yeah, nothing crazy. Alex was trying to bait him there. Fake the rush and zone out a little bit, a couple of guys, but Dan just went to the run and made the user miss. Great play by Dan. Great game by both guys. Honestly, that was pretty close.
Yeah, it was a good game. Certainly, very back and forth. We saw some good reads, we saw some questionable ones, and ultimately, and I was talking about, this is a matchup that Alex has dominated all throughout the cycle. I think he started the cycle off with something like 6-7 straight wins against Dan. Dan was able to get one, I think, last season, but it will be Dan with the last laugh, and this is going to kind of bandage or salve a lot of wounds, if you will. Salve a lot of wounds here for Dan, because despite how the head-to-head looks, he got the last one, and he's going to ultimately be the end of Alex's cycle. Congrats to Dan. He wins the NFC East, moves on to the playoffs, and for Alex, this will be, again, the end of the cycle, but it was a really good cycle. He definitely took a step forward from Madden 21, Madden 22, made 2 straight NFC Championship games, gave you a decent game in one of them, and of course, both of them are going to join us in the booth here, so let me go there. But Warren, before we get to questions, just like quick final thoughts on the game.
Yeah, again, there's a couple of plays. Like we saw the tipped interception. We saw the Amari Cooper tip that wasn't caught. We saw Doug Green catch the ball that should have been picked. We saw a lot of edge pressure, a lot of interior pressure from both teams. I think it was across the board, played very, very evenly, and could have gone either way. There was no one way. Like, it was an extremely tight game, start to finish.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't think there was a single multi-possession lead by either user. Maybe you could correct me on that, but it was just tight back and forth throughout the game. And CMAS asking, did Team Bruce have juice today? Dan, you can answer that. We're going to go to the winning coach here, Dan Raynone. Again, what a great way to end your final regular season here, moving on to the playoffs of, again, the final season of Madden 23, winning the NFC East. And Dan, if there's one thing I appreciate about you, it's your brevity, and it's how you're super, super just concise with what you have to say. So with that in mind, Dan.
Yeah, brevity.
Yes.
I can't promise that, Connor. But first of all, great game to Alex. I can't do the quick math here. 10 of the last 12 seasons, we've been divisional opponents. We played phenomenal games. Every game is just sweat. We know each other so well. We played each other for years. So it's always going to be a good game. It just comes down to a couple plays. We know that going into every game. And yeah, honestly, it feels great. I really thought this season was going to end in a disaster. I wasn't really that confident going into the game, per se. But it feels good. Feels good to win the division, and I guess I get to play hero next week, so that'll be fun.
It's super fun. Dan, I'm going to ask you about this specific matchup. I don't know how much you heard me talking about it, kind of as the final seconds are winding down, but this is obviously, this is a matchup that Alex has gotten the better of you more often than not, right? The cycle, that you really, I think, especially early on, this was a matchup that Alex dominated. There, I say, does it feel? Does it feel extra sweet maybe in your final matchup? And what was it, effectively for both of you a playoff game? Does it feel extra sweet to kind of, despite how the total head-to-head looks, get that final win against Alex?
Yeah. Yeah, it feels great. Obviously, I know Alex is going to give everything he has. Alex has had probably the most enthusiasm we've seen in this reboot. And, I don't know if anyone wanted to win a Super Bowl more than he did with the Giants. And he drafted a superstar quarterback, Graham Hill. He built a great team, had a great scheme. Just didn't work out this season. But, I think he dominated me for most of the cycle. In terms of the win-loss, I think I kind of clicked in the regular season game with the matchup, and I kind of just, thought to myself, okay, this is kind of what he wants on these plays, like, gun doubles off, bunch offset. He's going to try and cover three, bomb you, and that kind of stuff. So you just got to be mindful on defense that those things are coming. And I thought I did a good job playing defensively. I generally play bend, don't break, and someone called me a pussy on defense. And I think you just have to play extra pussy against Alex just to make sure he doesn't bomb you.
Yeah, man. And we saw that a couple times with their users too. He took away that post strat, for example, for as much time as you could on 4th and 1. Warren, do you have any questions for Dan before we get to Alex?
I mean, congratulations first off. I know you guys, it's cool to see again, not just Alex having the juice for the reboot. So did you, Dan. So did I. So I mean, kind of the four of us. So just congrats for keeping everything alive for both of you. Game wise, the orbit when you took off with Chambers, have you done that before? Was that a thought? Like what?
I've done it.
The DT got he killed him. The DT got put on his ass. It was a great play. So just talk us through it.
Yeah. Honestly, I've done that maybe once before, and it's worked, but it never worked like that. That was unbelievable the way. Yeah, I didn't think his user was going to get there in time, so I thought, I know I'm going to probably throw it anyway. But then his user just made a great cut on it. I'm like, oh God, can't do that. Got to bail and just run with him. And I had conservative on him all day. Don't want him to fumble. I think he fumbled 3 times in the playoffs this cycle. So didn't want to do any of that. And it worked out way better than I thought. And he had some juice on that play. That was the most juice we've seen of him all season.
That answers C-Mass's question. Dan, we'll get to your final thoughts on the game and on your, I guess, upcoming playoff matchup against Hero. But for now, Alex, this game represents the end of your cycle. It was a great one, certainly. I mean, I think we saw you take major steps forward as a user. Had 2 straight, really, really good playoff runs these past 2 seasons. What are your final thoughts on this game and this cycle?
I mean, first off, just great game to Dan, as always. I'm kind of glad the cycle's over. Very heavy Madden fatigue the last season, but I thank everyone for sticking through it, getting one last season in. This game was very much a tear my hair out game. Just like I was not locked in. I was losing my mind a little bit. Like I have no clue how I didn't get that pick on like his doorstep. Just O-line couldn't block, missed throws. My wide receivers getting just bodied all game. And Chambers finally had the juice and just pulled it off today.
Good. I guess, I'll this may be the last time we hear on Better League Network for this cycle. Are there any, as we move forward, we're going to have the Hall of Fame induction ceremony coming up. Are there any New York Giants that you want, as we have you on the airwaves here, make your final case for your AI dogs, your AI demons? Who do you want to see in the Hall?
To be perfectly honest, I don't think I have anyone that deserves to be in the hall. I think my most deserving would probably be my corner, DeAndre Spencer, I think, or not DeAndre Spencer, Spencer Harrison. Drafted him this first or second season, but all my AI guys are just, their careers aren't long enough, I don't think. Graham Hill's good solid 3-4 seasons, but nothing really else to show for.
Fair enough. Warren, you got any questions for Alex?
Yeah, kind of about Alex. I mean, obviously a good game. Could have went either way. It's such a it was a hard game to honestly commentate because it was like we were waiting and waiting, waiting for like something to break, and it just never happened. And the game honestly went either way. So again, congrats to both of you. What's your, I guess this is super early, but like, what are your goals for Madden 24? Like going in, even maybe team selection, maybe roster building, maybe I want 10 Super Bowls, maybe, obviously you're gonna need time to reflect, but like, what are your goals, prematurely for next Madden?
I mean, the goal is always a Super Bowl, but I think that's a lot more realistic for next year based on how I finish this cycle. Show that I can compete in the playoffs. I've got 4 playoff wins, I think, this cycle, compared to like 4 over the last 3. So I've definitely shown I'm capable. Just got to finish.
Absolutely. Well, again, congrats on a great cycle, and thank you for keeping the ship afloat here. We battled a lot this cycle. We battled a lot of adversity, most of it from EA Sports, and we're still here, and we're just as strong as ever. And Madden 24 is going to be a great, great cycle. We'll get the content started in Husky Stadium, but that's for next month. For now, Dan, again, final thoughts on the game.
Yeah, great game, Alex. I don't know. I was anticipating if I lost, I would have to give a long post-mortem for the cycle, filibuster. I don't know if I'll be able to be on BLN again, so I'm just going to talk a little bit. The reboot was tough on everyone, but we pulled it together. I think we all have some Madden fatigue. Alex has mentioned some Madden fatigue. I've definitely felt it the last couple of weeks, as much as I don't want to admit it. There's also been a lot going on in my personal life, which I don't really talk about because nobody's business. But when the clouds depart by September in my life, actually my quality of life will be so much better. Therefore, just in time for Madden 24, and we'll have a great time. So really excited for that, and obviously see you at Washington Husky Stadium.
Yes, sir. Well, Warren, thanks so much for joining me. Joining me here. It feels like it's pretty much you, me, and Dan are the commentators at this point, and I appreciate you for joining me. And again, congrats to Dan, 23-20 win over Alex's New York Giants, and it's gonna be playoff time, I guess, tomorrow. I don't know what's going on, but we'll see whether BLN can get going. I know I won't be able to for the weekend. Hopefully, if the playoffs go on to next Monday, Tuesday, hopefully I'll be able to come some of those games. But thanks to you, Warren, and thanks to Alex and Jane. Obviously, you both played a great game, and thanks for joining me here in the booth. But Cam, Lucky, Matt, who's the fourth guy? Oh my God, Alan. Thanks so much for joining me in the chat as well. We really appreciate it as we wrap this cycle up.